In this video I want to show you 4 types of milk that every diabetic can and should drink without fear of altering blood glucose. So stay with me, you will really enjoy knowing about these types of milk, and I will also talk about the problem with cow's milk, regardless of the type, and also show some very interesting studies so that you can learn more and more. If you still don't know me, welcome to my channel. If you already know me, my name is Patrick Rocha. I am the founder of Dr. Rocha, which is the largest health education portal here on the internet focused on diabetic health. You who are hypertensive, you who have problems with weight and obesity, which are diseases linked to insulin resistance. That said, let's now move on to our content, talking about milks that diabetics can drink, milks that are not healthy for diabetics' health. These diseases come together, type 2 diabetes, overweight and obesity, they go hand in hand, okay? They go together, and this is a very serious problem that has already caused a lot of suffering, many complications, and has only increased over time, mainly because of the terrible food we have out there. I want to start by talking about the cow's milk problem for those of you who are diabetic. What's the matter? There are actually 2 problems, okay? Mainly, there are others, but they are mainly 2 problems. First, the sugar in milk. So, friend, it's no use. Cow's milk, including the one from the farm, and I'll tell you right away that you can do good things with it, but pure milk, even in a box, is even worse, you know, because it goes through the pasteurization process, it's industrial. If you take powdered milk, lactose-free milk is a farce, because lactose-free milk is nothing more than the milk that you break down. It breaks down into molecules, and this is the second problem with milk, besides sugar, is lactose intolerance. And I want to show you a study now. I'm going to put it here on the small screen right now so you can see that more than 65 to 70% of Americans. This study was carried out in the United States, in Brazil. Unfortunately, we don't have this type of study, but it showed that about 70% of every 10 people, you have 7 people who have a problem with lactose intolerance at levels that can be a little or a lot, leading to various health problems, including rhinitis and sinusitis. If you have sinusitis and rhinitis, try expressing milk for a while and also its derivatives, but this study is very interesting, okay? I'll leave this study here in the description too if you want to go deeper, see it in more detail, but it shows that it's a very cool epidemiological study that shows that lactose intolerance, together with the sugar present in milk, brings big problems for diabetic. But why is it that, on the other hand, dairy products no longer bring? They might even be healthy. I even made a video about it, but I want to tell you the following: it is very clear, through study, everything I say, that my friend who is watching me, is all supported by levels of scientific evidence, by studies with a high level of scientific evidence from the world's leading universities. So everything I put here I always refer to, I put the link for those who want to go deeper, for those who want to study. And that's what science is. Science is made up of levels of evidence. It's not what the professional found, what the blogger discussed there, what your doctor told you many times. If he is not up to date, the fact that he has to be a specialist, or, in short, having someone practice medicine and having titles and degrees, means nothing if he is not up to date. The update is based on levels of scientific evidence, okay? That's clear. So I'm going to put another study here on the small screen for you, showing that dairy products, that is, dairy products like yogurt, like cheese, right? As a result, they are healthy for diabetics and may even help reverse insulin resistance. Then you can ask, what do you mean milk derivative has no sugar? I tell you that these derivatives do not. When you make yogurt, a curd, or the cheese itself, or the butter itself, which are milk products, you remove that part of the milk, okay? The sugar part, the lactose. Lactose is nothing more than a glucose molecule plus galactose. There are 2 sugars in your body, apart from the lesbian problem I mentioned. So, if you can use milk derivatives without fear, those who follow me, those who follow my work, those who are students of the Diabetes Controlada online course, know that moderate amounts are allowed and welcome. They bring nutrition, bring satiety. Now pure milk is a simple problem for diabetics and for those who want to lose weight. It was clear? I hope so. Now let's talk about the 4 milks that you can drink without fear, because they will practically not alter your glucose. This goes for those who are type 1 diabetic too, see? It's worth a lot. Look how interesting. The first milk, coconut milk. This is the cheapest, this is the most accessible, this is the most peaceful of our milk types that we have. Coconut milk, it is a great option, even for those on a ketogenic diet, which is the most radical one, which removes all excess carbohydrates. It only has 5 grams of carbohydrate per 240 ml glass, which is very little, and it is a carbohydrate very different from the carbohydrate present in wheat, present in juices, fruit juices, which is fructose, which is extremely harmful to your body. We know that coconut is all good, it is wonderful, it brings many benefits, only coconut oil, so coconut oil is healthier in general, but coconut milk is also very healthy. Now it is very important to pay attention in this. You look at the label. Look there on the label very carefully. See if they will add sugar. Unsweetened coconut milk is very good. You can make a recipe, you can have it straight, you can mix it with strawberries, you can make it lots of good stuff with coconut milk, okay? There are several things you can do. Now let's talk about the second type of milk. The second type of milk is chestnut milk, right? It can be cashew nuts, usually it is cashew nuts, it can be Brazil nuts. Milk is more expensive than coconut milk. The coconut milk also has powdered coconut milk, which is fine, which is very good, there are no problems, but it is always important, I will reinforce that. Look at the label, pay attention to your label, be aware of your label, okay? That chestnut milk is more expensive, much more expensive than coconut milk, but it is extremely healthy. Nut milk has less carbohydrates than coconut milk, it only has 2 grams of carbohydrates for each 250 ml cup, medium cup, okay? You can take it without fear. Another excellent, wonderful milk, this one has the least carbohydrates of all, but unfortunately it is the most expensive, right? Both milk and almond flour, almond flour is the best substitute for wheat flour for recipes. Anyone who follows me knows that. And almond milk couldn't be different, it's the healthiest of the bunch here in the sense of having less carbohydrates, okay? Only you can buy and use, which is very good. Try to vary between these forms of milk here, but our coconut milk here can be used too. Remembering that almond milk is wonderful, it brings nutrition, it brings satiety. Coconut milk is also very good, chestnut milk is also very good. There are milks, lastly, right, in 4th place, the milks that I usually say are the combined, associated milks. There is also coconut with chestnut, coconut with almond, you associate what I told you here, almond with chestnut, and you will have the associated benefits, you know, of these types of milk, and there will be a small amount of carbohydrate, which is essential for those who want to control diabetes. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Quick review. So what are the 4 healthy diabetic milks? Coconut milk has only 5 grams of carbohydrates for each cup. Nut milk, usually cashew milk, there are some from para too. There are 2 grams for each glass of milk. Almond milk, which is the most expensive, but it has the least carbohydrates, 1 gram, and milk associated with coconut and almond, coconut and cashew, cashew and peanut. There are these milks on the market. Look in the best supermarkets you will find. There are people who like to make their own milk too. Is it possible to make coconut milk? It is clear. I live, for example, here in the Northeast, in Sierra. They make a lot of coke here, but it ends up being more practical and for most people to buy it, of course. It was clear, so I hope so, and let's walk together. Big hug for you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, like it, subscribe now, it's very important, see? You subscribe here. When you subscribe to the channel, you have access to the content, and when you share it, it's not even said. Enjoying the video, it will reach more people and we will spread health together. And put it down here, I want to know what types of milk you have been using in your routine. What type of milk that I mentioned here do you drink the most? Did you know all these guys here I talked about? I hope so, I want to know, put it down here. Let's talk then, okay? See you in the next video, huh? Until then.